website that we've been working on for the past 10 months. But before we get into that, I just want to rewind back to when I was sitting on your guys' side of the stage 2 years ago at the 2012 Festival for the Future. And I was pretty confused back then. I was just about to start a master's, and I had no idea what the topic was going to be on. And I was also pretty confused about whether I wanted to be carrying on studying at all. And I was also pretty confused about the world as a whole. I was learning a lot about the amount of emissions that we were chucking into the atmosphere, and the future that was ahead of us was looking not that flash. And it was kind of that head explosion confusion that makes you feel really nervous. And one of the problems that I was lucky enough to have friends around me that wanted to solve these problems, and one of those problems was housing.
So housing. It is a massive issue in New Zealand. It's poor quality rental housing in particular, something we're interested in, and it's making everyone sick every year. Flu, asthma, colds. It's energy inefficient. We're in a time when we know we need to be more careful with our resources, and it's costing us a lot. So we got a bunch of friends together and we decided to do something about it. We rented the worst flat in Dunedin, and we worked with our landlord to turn it into a warm, energy efficient house. That was last year. We talked about it at the festival. We insulated it, wood pellet fire, all sorts of stuff went on. More recently, we've painted it, so we don't have any graffiti in our lounge, which is amazing. And on Monday, when we go home, we're super excited that the team from CPS Solar are putting solar PV in the house. So there's been some huge stuff. But we realized that it was just one house, and we wanted to improve housing across New Zealand. So we're a bit of an odds end. What do we do? And we heard about this program that yours truly, Guy Ryan, was behind. And we got involved. That program was Live the Dream. It's a social enterprise accelerator program. You're going to hear heaps about it over the weekend. It's taking the tools of business and applying it to social and environmental issues. But it's so much more than that, and we want to talk about what happened on our journey through Live the Dream. The first thing was we were exposed to the brightest minds of New Zealand, and they were willing to hear our idea even if we couldn't verbalize it properly at that stage. They would sit down with us and listen to us and provide all these amazing skills, for nothing. It was phenomenal. Not only that, but they exposed us to all the amazing things that are going on in New Zealand. There's so many cool things, and you're going to hear about all of them over this weekend, but there's so much more than that. There's amazing companies that are creating a splash in New Zealand. And finally, it gave us a chance to get our hands dirty. We got out of the classroom and we got out into the real world. We had this passion that we put our blood, sweat, and tears behind, and it was really, really scary. Even talking about it's scary, but we pushed it out there, and it was worthwhile.
So our blood, sweat, and tears came in the form of a website called Rate My Flat. The idea is that tenants go online, rate their flats on aspects such as warmth, price, and landlord responsiveness, so that future tenants can go online and know what they're getting before they sign the lease. Sounds simple, right? Just, create a website, fix the housing market, and be done with it. Tick done next. 7 months later, after endless hours of legals, financials, marketing, external relations, we're finally at a really exciting place. We have doubled our team. We've secured just enough funding to finish our web development, but we're looking for a tech co-founder, if anyone knows anyone. And this time next week, we are launching the site with over 2,000 rated flats in the system. Yeah. If you told me that I'd be part of something like this 2 years ago when I was on your guys' side of the stage, I reckon I would have told you I was dreaming. But writing this speech has been really an awesome process in terms of looking back on our learnings and figuring out where we've come from. And even if it's just weird little subtle learnings, like we know that people really care about good shower pressure. But in all seriousness, the process that we went through with Live the Dream and continuing on with our venture has been really amazing, and I think I've learnt more through this process than I have in 5 years of university. It's really opened our eyes up to what's out there and what's possible. You can have a guilt-free future. You can have a career that is purposeful and meaningful and creates a positive impact, and I think the proof is in the pudding when you see the presenters that are here for the rest of the weekend. And I hope that you see that not only what they're doing, but how you can be a part of it, because the future is unwritten, and who knows where you guys will be in 2 years after this. You might go on a big, long whirlwind adventure, and it will be you guys standing on this side of the stage presenting to us in 2 years at the next Festival for the Future. Thank you very much.